Hi, this is Politics with Laura, and I got a good one for you today. I hope you like my background. I tried something a little different, and I don't know. But let's see how it goes. Okay, this is about the Ukraine. Don't turn a channel. Please don't. Hear this through. This is information that is a little old, but it's very new because many of us haven't even come across it. However, this is interesting. The head of the EU delegation to Russia, Markus Ederer, has given an interview to Interfax in which he speaks about the prospects of normalizing the relationship between the EU and Russia. In the EU, the readiness to make part of the post-war reconstruction of Syria, this is interesting, and about how the EU is going to protect the companies working with Iran in the light of the new the new U.S. sanctions. Okay, this is interesting, and I knew there was way more to it than just what's being said. Putin boo, Zelensky yay. I knew there was way more to it than that, but sometimes it takes a little time to get to the information. All right, here's the question. The EU member states, the European Union states, and it's very interesting, it's much bigger than what we believe, or what I believed, have been recently discussing the need to abolish or to ease the sanctions that were imposed against Russia in 2014 over the events in the Ukraine. It is there a unity inside the EU with respect to automatic prolongation of the sanctions. Do you see the prospects for reviewing and abolishing the sanctions for the restoration of the EU-Russia relationship or relations in the foreseeable future? He answers, I do not like the relations between the EU and Russia to reduce the sanctions only. The important part of the relationship are the relations which are intact, a cross-border cooperation student exchange program, every program we do in the Baltics region. The EU is Russia's biggest trading partner and the EU's companies who are the biggest group in the foreign investors here. The Russians are the biggest group of the Shenzhen Visa. Okay. What is the Shenzhen Visa? I'm like, what is that? The Shenzhen Visa was first 22 countries coming together for student exchange, companies doing business with each other, doing business with each other. And what's interesting are the countries. Now, I was like, why are there Nigerian students over in the Ukraine? Why are there so many African students? Because they are a part of the Shenzhen Visa program. So students that are maybe in Comoros off of Madagascar, they're a part of it. Algeria, what are the names? I just had it. Okay. Dominican Republic, Djibouti, Ecuador, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Fiji, Gabon, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Haiti, and it goes on. India, Togo, Sudan, Switzerland, Syria, Uganda, Uzbekistan. There's 100, and Zimbabwe. There's many more. There's 103 countries that are a part of the Shenzhen visa program. Very interesting. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Now it's something started to become clear here. Now, Shenzhen visa recipients. During the past year, more than 3.8 million visas were issued to Russian citizens. That percentage of 20% increase comparing to 2016. 85% of them are multi-entry visas, while the EU is undertaking steps to further facilitate the issue of visas in spite of the suspension of the EU-Russia dialogue on visa freedom. On the Russian side, unfortunately, the number of multi-entry visa issued to Europe is sinking, and we see more restrictions. So, right there, that's one big thing that I know I didn't know anything about. And I'm pretty sure, you may have heard about this. I don't want to say you didn't. I don't want to put you in the same boat as I. Very interesting. Now, and it gets deeper. Hold on for a second. Okay, here it is. Okay. Oh, come on. All right. When it comes to sanctions, I should say first, of all of the EU economic sanctions are geared to a particular objective, which is the implementation of the Minsk agreement, and therefore they are not the means by themselves, but they are the tools of the political toolbox. What is the Minsk agreement? It's M-I-N-S-K, Minsk. And this right here, this agreement was between the United States and Russia. Oh, the U.S. is always into something. And this was when President Ronald Reagan and President Mikhail Gorbachev signed this agreement when Russia, or the Soviet Union, when it fell in 1992. But the agreement still stayed with the Russian Federation. Now the issue with the Ukraine, the United States was like, well, since you're not adhering to what we agreed to with between the long missiles and the medium range missiles. Now, as far as I know, Russia has not used any medium range missiles from the information that I've been gathering, but it has been on the Ukrainian side where they've been using not only that, but also oh my goodness, those little flying things. Okay, they've been using that, putting through, what is it called? Turkey. Drones. The Ukraine used a Turkish company to make drones to where they were able to put poison and other things and fly it over into the Russian airspace. This is getting worse and worse. That's happened today. Now, that's the Minsk agreement. So, and that was what they were using in their political toolbox. So, but let me jump ahead. No, this is important. And this is why there is not an automatic renewal there is no automatic. Every 6 months, 28 EU member states together get together and check whether check whether there's any progress in the implementation of the Minsk agreement based on the assessment they take, or they take a decision about the sanctions. Okay, and this has been going on for Russia even before Biden put this extra stuff on. Now, he goes on to say, I know that the Russian narrative is that this is unfair because of the Ukraine that does not want to implement the Minsk agreement, and why then the sanctions are maintained against Russia. The assessment is that there is a lack of political will to implement the Minsk agreement, and particularly the last one, the FR, or from February of 2015, both sides. And there is a violation of both the letter and in the spirit of the Minsk agreement on both sides. Let me give you two examples. Okay, the OSCE is the Special Monitoring Mission to Ukraine. Now, let me do a quick side note real quick, because this right here is dealing with two parts of Ukraine, and that right there is the Donetsk region and the, oh my goodness, the Luhansk, forgive me, I'm butchering these names up, region. And this right here was taken in February of 2022. But this started back in 2014 because there were some serious violation issues going on. But here they say, in the Donetsk region, between the evening of the 18th and the 20th of February of 2022, the SMM recorded 2,158 ceasefire violations, including 1,100 explosions in the previous reporting period, and recorded 591 ceasefire violations in the region, and that was just a Donetsk. Now the Luhansk region, between the evening of February 18th through the 20th, the missions recorded 1,037 ceasefire violations, including 926 explosions. In the previous reporting, it recorded 975 ceasefire violations in the region. The mission followed up on the report of the damages of the civilian property and the factories, building in a non-government controlled Mykolaiv Luhansk region. Sorry, I just totally messed that up. So, back to the article. So, what they were saying was that, and this is about Russia. So they give two examples. I'm only going to give one. The most recent example of the shooting down of a long-range drone operated over the area by the OSCE, the Special Monitoring Mission of the Ukraine. The drone registered movements of Russian convoys over the last week. As it was later established, it was discovered by an air defense system and was shot down. It's a violation of the Minsk agreement. It runs against the mandate of the Special Monitoring Mission to monitor, and another. So, and it It goes on a little bit of the Donetsk and Luhansk. I'm sorry, region. Okay, these are backed by Russia. The Minsk agreement foresees the election also according to with the Ukrainian law. The Ukraine, as you know, has a long protest, and if the so-called elections take place, it will be considered a breach of the Minsk agreement. So it just seems like that oh man, I don't even know where to begin with. No, I know where to begin. It's just what we thought what was going on in the Ukraine, that it was more so Putin bad, Zelensky good. But there's way more to it than that. Way more. And the article goes into deeper details into it. And keep in mind, that was the head of the European Union, Marcus Elderer. And Russian had sanctions on it ever since 2014. Now, what is not being said by many people is that in those two areas I just said, that I cannot pronounce to save anyone's life, and that is there has been a civil war going on in there within the Ukraine. So that there was fighting in there even before Russia even decided to say, hey, we're going to stop this, because the European Union's doing nothing. So I thought that this article was extremely interesting and important, and I hope you stayed all the way through it so that you can get a deeper understanding. I must say I was deeply surprised. And also, I like the background. I'm so silly. Okay, based on that, I hope you please like and subscribe. And I'm being totally politically incorrect, and so are you, because you're watching me. So please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. That's a big number, but I know with your help I can get there. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.